Hey everybody, welcome to the Blue Collar Beer Gentleman. I'm Topher. I started this channel because I'm a fan of craft beer, but I'm also on a limited budget, and I wanted to demonstrate it was possible to enjoy good quality beers without having to break the bank. I'm always looking for the best deals on beers, and I think I may have found a pretty good one today. Thanks to my friends over at Belmont Station here in Portland, Oregon, located 4500 Southeast Stark, I picked up a 12-ounce can of Our Dankest Hour Dank IPA from Pelican Brewing Company. Just $1.99 I paid for this 12-ounce can. And this can at the time of the recording is, well, that's right, I don't have a, wait, is that, no, that's IU. I'm sorry, I don't have a canned on date or anything like that. I have only had one other beer from Pelican Brewing. That was back in August of 2016. It was in a bottle, a bomber bottle. It was the McPelican's Scottish Ale. Gave it a 3.75. I think possibly, I'm not 100% certain, but I looked at the time frame when I bought that bomber, and it may have been from a certain retailer who I will not name in this video, who is notorious for having old beer. So it's very possible that I just I didn't get a fair example of Pelican Brewing the last time that I had it, and that was, as I said, almost 5 years ago. So anyway, I've got this one right here, Our Dankest Hour Dank IPA. Dank has a great many different meanings to many different people across the country. As I've moved around, I've found Dank usually gets associated with a certain quality related to marijuana, cannabis, and some people say it's a matter of it smelling particularly strong. Some people say it has to smell mildewy in order for it to be dank. So it means a number of things, but whatever the case, it has a pungent, at the very least. The unifier I would say across the lines is that it's a pungent smell. So this apparently should have a pungent smell. Now typically an American IPA comes in between 5.5 and 7.5 on the ABV scale. This comes in at 7.5. So it's very high. Also, an American IPA usually comes in somewhere between 40 and 70 on the IBU scale. This comes in at 75. So this should have exceptionally high bitterness as well. I went to Urban Dictionary, and I want to read this to you. This is Urban Dictionary's definition of dank as it relates specifically to beer. So it turns out that there is a sub-definition that relates specifically to beer, and that is very hoppy, cloudy IPA with high alcohol content and very funky taste. So that's how Urban Dictionary would define it. This beer has 2-row Munich and C60 malt. The hop composition is Magnum, Euconaut, Simcoe, and Strata. Pelican Brewing actually has 3 different locations, Pacific City being one of them, Tillamook being another, and Cannon Beach being the last of them. And so they have 3 coastal locations, but the brewery apparently is in Pacific City, because that's, if you go to the website, it seems that everything is coming out of Pacific City. Real quick, I'm going to read the definition, or the description of this beer is the word I'm trying to say. Hunting for the deepest heart of dankness, the brewers at Pelican have explored new depths of adventurous flavor and emerged triumphant with the assertive, resiny, earthy pungency known as dank. A bold blast of hop character with notes of pine tree, blackberry, and stone fruit sets the stage, while malt undertones of biscuit and subtle caramel round out the flavor balance. A candied citrus impression leads to a clean, hoppy finish. When all seems lost, fear not, because our dankest hour will lead to flavor bliss. Assertive dank hop character, hop flavors of blackberry, candied orange, and resiny pine, hints of caramel and toasty malt. Another thing I want to point out on, this is actually part of their IPA series, Hop-A-Nation Migration. Like the seasonal flight of our intrepid pelicans, this IPA series soars in pursuit of innovative flavors. Our Hop-A-Nation Migration beers explore emerging IPA styles, new ingredients, and new methods survey the vast spectrum of flavor experiences possible in this dynamic beer style. So that's how the brewer describes this beer. As you can see here, or I'm going to show you, but I don't know that you're going to be able to pick it up on the camera. Nancy's going to take care of that logo for us, though. They are an independent craft brewer. When you see that can with the bold words "independent craft," you know that you're drinking a craft brewer. All right, so One more thing about this beer, just amongst the reviewing community. Middle side top wise is my only friend who has checked in on this beer. However, he didn't give it a score, so there you go. Otherwise, 2,439 of us on Untapped have given it a cumulative score of 3.89. Beer Advocate has had 15 rankings with an average score of 3.9 and a cumulative score of 87, which is very good on their scale. So, there you have it. I'm really interested to see how quickly I'm going to pick up the aroma of this beer. Okay, I'm going to describe that as not even medium high, I'm going to describe that as high carbonation. Lots and lots of tiny little bubbles floating towards the top. This poured a, I'm going to call this a bronzy color. No, I'm actually going to call it brassy. Bronze would be too brown. This is too close to brass. I'm actually seeing just the outline of my hand on the other side of the glass, so it's not that hazy. As you can see, that head is particularly robust. Doesn't seem to be going much of anywhere. Doesn't have a whole lot of lacing. 7.5. No, you never can tell. You know, just because lacing is lacing. I've noticed that some of the best beers don't have great lacing, so I don't put too much stock in lacing. Let's see if just a beard bite produces any of these dank aromas. Well, I certainly picked up that candied citrus. I really did pick up, if anybody remembers, well, I guess they still have them, those orange slices, the candied orange slices. I picked up something reminiscent almost of that. Picking up a lot of candied orange, like some of the sweetest marmalade that I've ever had. And now I'm catching that blackberry finally. Finally catching that blackberry. Just a big hop profile. Not particularly cannabis-y smelling. Not like other cannabis beers that I've had. And this doesn't claim to be cannabis, so I'm not saying that this is falling short of having a cannabis aroma. I'm just saying that it's not cannabis-y in the sense of dankness. So I'm going to go ahead and quit talking and start drinking. Cheers. I'm going to describe that as a medium mouthfeel because it starts off high, comes down low. That's rather complex. Not sweet at all. Not overly bitter. The malt has been added to temper it just enough. And you're tasting hop composition. Now don't get me wrong, it's bitter. It's bitter, but it's not. At 75 IBUs, you know, I was expecting something that might be beyond the pale. This is not beyond the pale. This is very bitter. This is an IPA lover's IPA. This is a hearty IPA. I'm feeling kind of warmed by this. Right now it's warmed up in Portland, but it's not warm. That's why I'm wearing a short sleeve shirt and no sweater, but it's somewhere in the 50s and there's a cool breeze blowing, and I'm getting actually a warmth from this. So yes, there is a little bit of an alcohol burn in the back of the throat, but I'm actually getting a warming effect from this beer. I'm actually starting to feel sort of full, like almost like I'm eating. That's how hearty this beer is. I think that this probably has, this is one of the better balances of malt and hop in an American IPA that I've seen in quite a while. This is a really good beer. I think this beer, because I was thinking I need to start being a little bit more, with IPAs I need to start being a little more discriminating with my grading. And so, but I still, honestly, I think this beer deserves a 4.25. This is a well-rounded IPA. This is not an IPA to hand to the uninitiated. This is not an IPA to guzzle down while you know, in between doing the mowing and then, you know, trimming the hedges, something like that. No, this is an IPA that I'm going to probably be sipping on for a while. And it's not just because of the 7.5 ABV, but this is, as I said, it's a hearty, well-rounded, well-balanced IPA, and I think it deserves a 4.25. It's going to get that extra 0.25 for arriving in a can, and now that I've had a little bit of time for it to sit there and move around I can see a little bit lacing there. So actually there is some lacing going on. And so yeah, it's going to get a 4.5 from me in total score out of a 5-point score on Untapped. And I'm going to look forward to drinking the rest of this beer. Well guys, if you like this video, please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe and share. Don't forget to check out my other channel, Fat 50 and Running a Marathon. And until next time, drink good beer and don't break the bank doing it. Cheers!